gonna dive right in and show you guys everything I got at Ulta. So first things first, I got their Pro Coverage HD High Definition Longwear Illuminating Foundation. This is what the bottle looks like. It does look like it's gonna be a little bit too dark for me, but I did opt to get a lighter concealer, so hopefully it can help balance everything out. This is supposed to be medium to full coverage, smooth, long wearing, and giving you a flawless looking finish. Next, I picked up their Ultimate Eye Intense Stay Auto Liner. It looks like this. Next, I picked up their Pro Conceal High Definition Concealer. Next, for blush, I got their Just Blushing in the shade Just Peachy. For mascara, we picked up the L.A Girl Jet Setter Mascara, Lash and Go. Next, I also picked up their Jet Setter Liquid Eyeliner. Next, I picked up the Pro Prep HD Moisture Nourishing Primer. So for brows, I got their Brow Bestie Triangle Tip Brow Pencil. Whew. Okay, I picked up the shade Deep Brown. Usually with waxier pencils, it makes your brows just look very artificial-like and not very natural. So we're gonna have to try this out. I'm very particular with my brow pencils, so not too sure if I'm gonna like this one. Next up for lips, I got their Ultimate Intense Stay Auto Liner in the shade Keep It Spicy. Very neutral brown, as you can see. It does have a little bit of pink in it, and just like the eyeliner, I'm assuming you can roll this up. That way you don't have to sharpen it. So I absolutely love this one. Next up, also for lips, I picked up their Glossy Plumping Lip Gloss in the shade Plush. This was what it looks like. And last thing I picked up was this. This is probably the favorite item that I purchased. It's their Keep It Playful Eye Palette. So very similar to ColourPop, it is a 9-pan shadow, and in the center it has this pressed glitter, which is absolutely gorgeous. This is the reason why I picked up this particular palette. I absolutely love this middle shade right here. Very bronze, very gold, very something that I would love. And of course, everything in here is warm tones, and you guys know I love my browns and my nudes and everything about this palette. As always, guys, I have my mirror right here in front of me. So if you're wondering why I'm looking over here, and let's get into this try on. Let's start off with the L.A Girl Pro Prep HD Moisturizing Nourishing Primer. Ooh. It did squirt out a little bit of like that oily product, you know, like right when you squeeze out like sunscreen sometimes. It does have a very interesting smell. Kind of smells like sunscreen, to be honest. This is making me feel like I have sunscreen on my face, and for it being a nourishing face primer, it feels heavy on my skin, and I absolutely do not like that. So far I'm really not liking this primer. It just feels very uncomfortable on the skin, and I really don't like that. So next we're gonna try out their Brow Bestie Triangle Tip Brow Pencil. So I was correct, it does have a similar applicator like the Anastasia Brow Definer. Not sure how I'm gonna like this. I really like a more precise brow. So let's just give it a try. I think I have to warm up a little bit of the product because it doesn't feel like I'm getting any pigment. I really have to apply a lot of pressure on my brows, and it's just not giving me what I want. Doesn't matter how much pressure I am applying to my skin for this brow product, it doesn't seem like product wants to like go down, if that makes sense. Like this shade is supposed to be deep brown, and honestly it looks like light brown to me. So if I try using the spoolie to, you know, brush out my brows, it's taking away some of the product. That's the best it's gonna be. I rate this pencil at 0. I'm just gonna chuck that in the trash because it's that bad. Foundation, I picked up their Pro Coverage HD in the shade Natural. So it does have a pump, which I like. I'm just gonna shake it a little bit. So it does look like it has a pretty runny consistency. It doesn't look as dark in the bottle as I thought, so this actually might match me. So next I'm just gonna take my brush. Ooh, that's actually not too bad. That's actually a pretty good match. It does feel pretty lightweight. It doesn't feel like I'm wearing much on my skin, which I like. You can definitely still see my skin peeking through, but this isn't supposed to be full coverage. It's supposed to be medium to buildable, so I probably have to layer it up a little bit. Let's see how well it covers this right here. Definitely very loomy. I don't know if it's because of the primer or that's the actual foundation. Is left, I'm just gonna apply it on my lids as a primer. So far I'm really liking the performance of this foundation. On camera it looks hella light, like hella light. Like I thought it was gonna be too dark. I'm gonna set it. I don't have any powder because they didn't have any at my store that I went to, so anything that I'm missing, so like bronzer and highlighter as well, I am going to use something that I already use, but like a more affordable version. I think if I had my right shade, this would look absolutely beautiful. It does look beautiful on the skin. Obviously, you can still see my skin peeking through, which I don't mind. It did, however, do a good job in evening out my skin tone, which I like. So I'm not mad at it. So it's actually starting to oxidize a little bit. And it's not looking as oily the longer it sits on my skin. So, I don't know why more people don't talk about that L.A Girl Pro Coverage Foundation. I think it looks really nice on my skin. I definitely still can see my skin peeking through, but I usually don't mind that. It does look like it's oxidizing a little bit, which is good. It looks like it's matching my skin a little bit more, and it's not looking as like oily and slippery. So far not bad. All right, next for concealer, I picked up their only concealer that they sell. I think so. This is the only concealer I could find. And I picked it up in the shade Bisque. This is going to be too light for me because I purposely bought a lighter concealer thinking that the foundation was going to be too dark for me. So we'll see. It does have one of these squeeze tip applicators. I'm just going to apply this to where I normally would, under my eyes, the bridge of my nose, my chin. Just like a little bit, not too much. I think this concealer is supposed to be full coverage, so we'll see about that. I'm just going to blend it in. It doesn't look like it's sinking into the foundation. It kind of looks like it's just sitting on top, and it doesn't look like it's like a seamless. Like you can obviously tell I have concealer and foundation on. Like it looks a little less. It looks a little weird. I'm going to try to save it though. I'm going to try and use a beauty blender and go over everything. So I'm going to try and go in with a sponge and see if that helps. I'm just going to leave it as that. I mean, it doesn't look terrible. It looks okay. I think I fixed it enough where it looks a little bit more presentable. So I can't remember if I actually forgot to pick up a powder to set my under eyes or they just didn't have. But regardless or not, I do need to set my under eyes. And I'm just going to use the Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder for that. I haven't used banana powder in a long time. It's actually looking really nice. I usually use my translucent powder. This is leaving my under eyes looking very nice. Powder, check. I'm also going to be going in with the Essence Sun Club Matte Browning Powder. I unfortunately got it in the lighter shade, but I'm just going to pack it on. This makeup look isn't turning bad. It's just I don't know how good it's going to look because everything is new products that I haven't tried before, so. Alright guys, next I'm going to try out their They're Just Blushing in Peachy. Ooh! Very pigmented. So I'm going to take my nose. I really love that like doll. Ooh, so cute. I'm just going to blend. I like to blend my blush all the way up to my temples. That actually might be a new favorite of mine, that blush. Next for highlighter, I'm just going to be using the Wet n Wild Golden Flower Crown. One of my old-time favorites, very inexpensive. Highlighter, check. All right, so we're going to move on to the eyes now, the most exciting part that I'm excited to try. Ooh, these shades just look absolutely stunning. I'm going to pick up this shade right here and just use that to kind of set my lids. Apply the crease. And I'm just going to dip into this shade right here. And I'm just going to go over what I just did. Deepen up the crease a little bit. And this is going to be our transition shade. These shades aren't bad. It does look like they're blending into each other nicely. They aren't as pigmented as I would like, but this palette was only $8, so. I'll go into a more denser brush, and I'm going to go into this shade right here. And I'm going to focus this mainly in that socket of my eye. I'm deciding what I should put on my lids. I'm really debating between this pinkier glittery color or this pressed glitter in the middle. I think I'm going to go in with the pressed glitter just for YouTube purposes. So actually, it's picking up very metallic. That is beautiful. So it does look like you have to rub in here pretty much just to get that pigment. Go in with a more denser pencil brush, and I'm going to go into that deepest, darkest matte brown at the bottom. And I'm just going to use this to darken up that outer V. So this dark brown isn't as dark as I would like. I'm noticing I have to pile on quite a bit. And I'm packing this color down, so. Final thoughts on the eyeshadow palette. I think it's really nice. The shades are a little bit chalky. They're not as silky smooth, but the pigment is there. The shimmer shades are really nice. I feel like the darker shades are just a little bit more hard to play around with, but I think it came out pretty nice. All right, let's go into this black liquid liner. I am gonna have to really look into the mirror to do this. So it does look like it has a brush applicator, which I like. It's not as pigmented black. It looks very dark gray. So I don't think I'm going to use this to do a wing liner. I think I'm just going to try it out and apply a thin line, because if not, my liquid liner is going to look gray. I think because I use that pressed glitter on my lids, the liner is having a hard time going over those big chunks of glitter. So there's like holes in my eyeliner. I'm going to have to play around with this a little bit more, because I do like to do a thin line on my lash line when I'm wearing false lashes, because I don't like to put my lashes all the way in the inner corner. I kind of leave it a little bit of space. So I like it to look like I have the strip band all the way to the inner corner. So let's try their Jet Setter mascara, what the wand looks like. And let's try it out. Alright, so as expected, I did only 2 coats on each eye. These are what my lashes look like. Looks can be very deceiving. It looks like this brush has a bunch of bristles on it, but when applying it, you can feel like there's not that many bristles. So I feel like it took me a while to try to coat every single lash. It definitely didn't give me lift or volume, which is what it says it's supposed to do. So I'm really not liking this mascara. All right, so I'm just gonna pop on some false lashes off camera, and then we'll be back to finish off the lips. All right, so let's move on to the lips. I'm gonna try out their Intense Lip Liner in the shade Keep It Spicy, and I'm just gonna line my lips. So far, this lip liner is very creamy. It's very easy to work with. I'm actually really loving this lip liner. I think I'm gonna have to go pick up a few more shades. But I absolutely love it. It's very, like I said, it's very creamy. It's not stiff. I can easily line my lips super fast. And yeah, I believe this was only like $4. What a steal. All right, so next let's go in with last item we have. It's their plumping lip gloss. We picked it up in the shade Plush. Ooh. So right off the bat, I really love the applicator. I like how it's flat and it has like a little bit of a tip so I can get it in that inner corner area. They do feel a little bit sticky, which is a little bit normal in lip glosses, but I don't like it when it feels too sticky. Like I can't pull my lips apart. The shade is definitely not what I was thinking, but with the lip liner, it looks really nice. Ooh, they do have a little bit of a tingling sensation. I don't know if that's what it's supposed to do because it's plumping. Ooh, I mean, it kind of feels like the Too Faced lip injection. All right, guys, that is it on today's video for a full face of LA Girl. Honestly, some of these products were hit and miss, which is normal when you're trying out all products from the same brand. I really like the foundation. The blush was absolutely stunning. I probably would never use that mascara and that brow pencil ever again. And that eyeshadow palette was really nice. I think I can create a lot of good looks with it. And I think it came out pretty well. I can still feel the lip gloss like plumping my lips. So we'll see how that goes. As always, if you guys want to follow me on social media, I'll be leaving that in the description box as always. And we are still having a sale on our NK Beauty Cosmetics website. All of our glosses and lashes are 50% off. And also you can save money on some of our bundles as well. And we also have our beauty makeup mystery boxes on our Etsy, which I will leave linked below, which are 15% off right now. So I'll see you guys in next week's video, and I hope you guys have a good one. Bye.